Hello lovers, welcome to the Butterfly Effect podcast hosted by myself, Lauren Amy. This is for those who are ready to take up space, who are living a soft life loudly and are ready to savor the sweetness in each moment. Here we're going to embrace transformation, the beauty of the in-between and the magic of becoming. So pull up a seat and listen in because life is delicious and it's about goddamn time we eat it up. Hello lovers, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, welcome to the Butterfly Effect podcast and welcome to part 2 of the Brighton vlog. Obviously you will notice if you're watching, I'm not in Brighton, I'm back in my cozy little flat. I discovered I like to use the word cozy a lot, I realised that in editing the vlogs, but part 2 is coming in very thick and fast, and you will hopefully remember if you watched part 1 that I left you guys on a little cliffhanger, on a little tease, as I went on my first ever solo night out. So what happened, I hear you ask? Did she have a great time? Did she feel hella socially awkward and just cry in a corner? Did she make some friends? What happened? Did she make it home? Obviously I made it home, otherwise I wouldn't be here now. But yes, part 2 is coming with everything that happened on my solo night out and then what happened on the Sunday and obviously on the Monday when I came back. It's another gorgeous one with some good conversations in there. I had so many downloads pop into my brain. I'm not going to mention them just yet. You're going to have to watch the vlog to find out what those were, but I hope you enjoy. And I'm looking forward to properly sitting down and recording another episode now. I feel like I've just been doing a lot of gallivanting. So yes, I'll be back for another sit down episode soon, but enjoy part 2 of the Brighton vlog. Mwah! Okay, solo silent disco. Here she comes. We are feeling a little bit sleepy, however. Could have done a little nap, but I'm hoping once I get there, I get like a second wind or something. But I don't know if that's just me feeling also a bit weird about the fact that I'm going to a silent disco completely on my own, but also feeling totally fine with that and totally okay with that at the same time. Again, I love a silent disco and I love to have a bit of a dance. So why would I not enjoy this? But also, if I don't enjoy it, I can just leave. I can make the decision to just come back here a little bit earlier. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference. So we're gonna have a little look-see. We're gonna have a little bop. We're gonna shake our little tush. Yeah, exciting.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Good morning, honeys. We are up and we survived our first ever solo night out. Honestly, that was such a ride. So there was many things that happened last night. That was so funny. Firstly, I thought I'd cocked up a little bit because I couldn't find it. It's like it's called the Spiegel tent in Victoria Gardens, and I realised there's like 2 gardens spread out. So I went to the first garden and I was just like, this doesn't look like it's here. Yeah, I finally picked up the courage to ask someone and they said, oh, I think it's a bit further down. So I was like, okay. But there was a good moment where she was like, oh, I feel like I've really cocked up. And I was looking at the website and the address was taking me to somewhere in London. I was like, don't tell me I've like mucked this up and booked somewhere in London. But then I was like, the website is saying Brighton, so like this doesn't make sense. Anyway, found it in the end, and I was saying to myself in my head, I was just like, okay, if it looks like a dive or if it just doesn't look great, like again, you can leave, you don't have to stay. But like as I was panicking, thinking that I'd got the venue wrong, got the place wrong, I was thinking, okay, well, I'm out now. Like I want to like make use of this in some way, shape or form. So like if I can't find the original place, I'll just go elsewhere, you know, and I'll see what I can find. Yeah. But anyway, found it. There was a big queue outside and I was just like, oh, I'm not sure again if this is it. And I don't want to queue to then find out it's not it. So I asked a couple guys in the queue and they were very, very funny, very, very nice. And yeah, they got me in. And I was in. And it was basically just like the way I want to describe it is like this kind of like mini festival scene, like mini festival scene. So there's like a tent with like a bar and then like a dance floor scene, and then there's loads of outdoor seating, there's some outdoor like vendors, and then towards the other side is this block essentially where the silent disco was. And I was like, okay, well that's what I've booked, so let's head there. I got closer to it and I was just like, why is it so dead? Everywhere else was so busy, but for some reason the silent disco was really dead, and I was like, okay, I'm not too sure of this either. Like, part of me was thinking like, do I just go fuck it and I just go in the center of this dance floor in this silent disco, headphones on, and just and just have a great time? Do I do that? And I was like, okay, let's just wander around. And like, part of me was feeling maybe a little bit self-conscious because, you know, I'm just wandering around on my own and there's people with like big groups of friends. But I was just like, to be honest, from the outside eye, I probably look like I'm just waiting for a friend, just waiting for a mate, you know, just waiting for a mate. So anyway, then I was just like, okay, let's get a drink. In my head, I was thinking 1 drink and then I'll go. And like, I can make 1 drink last a long time. And I opted for a cider. I don't even really drink cider, but yeah, see where it takes me. So I went into this tent where it's like a bar and a bit of a dance floor. As soon as I walked in, there's this guy absolutely loving life. He's like whipping his head around, he's grooving his hips. I was like, that guy's got great energy. Love. Finally got to the bar. It's crowded AF, it's busy AF. Finally got to the bar, ordered myself a cider, and then turned around. I was just like, all right, we've got our drink. What are we gonna do now? No choice left but to just get grooving. I started like having a little like timid little bop with my drink, like la 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 la. And then slowly but surely I was like, come on, Lauren, like you're not here to just 2-step. You're here to like throw some shapes. So I was like, okay. And I just felt like this, it was almost like this cloak of fear or inhibition or something just suddenly got like pulled off of me, and I was like, let's go. And I was actually thinking about this in hindsight. I think of I don't know if you've seen the Tube Girl on Instagram or TikTok. She basically films these insane like little like dance videos of her just in the tube, and she's usually like the wind of the tube like going through her hair, and she looks fabulous, she looks great, and she's just like main character energy. I was just like, that's what we're going for. So I literally just did that. I just like, it's like a wave of audacity came over me from someone. I'm here to have a good time, honey. It's like, step to the side, she's coming through. And then again, I don't know where this audacity came from, because I was standing next to these 2 girls and we were just kind of like dancing, sharing a few smiles here and there. I said to them, I was like, guys, I'm making a vlog, do you want to be in it? And they were like, oh my God, for YouTube? I was like, maybe, I don't know. I don't know where this is going. Again, took a little video of us dancing. So funny. I think their names were Tasmin and Leah. Shout out, girlies. You featured, well done. And then the guy that, when I first walked in, the guy that I clocked that was like throwing some mad shapes and having the best time of his life, he came over, and so I thought he knew these 2 girls. Turns out he didn't. Like, he was just there. And like, cut a long story short, basically the 2 girls I kind of like made friends with, they wanted to go to the bathroom. I was like, cool, have a great time, see you around. So it's just kind of me and this guy. We're dancing, we're bopping, we're grooving, and then we get chatting, and then he's like, he tells me he's a yoga teacher. And I'm like, oh, here we go, honeys, oh no. So I was like, I'm also a yoga teacher, and really I shouldn't be so surprised, because I think Brighton, like, I feel like everyone's a yoga teacher, really, to be honest. He was asking me what my favourite pose was, and I was like, anything that's like a forward fold, any like standing forward fold, anything that's like a release for the lower back. And he said his favourite was reclined pigeon, and I was like, okay, bold choice. And then he was like, you know, sometimes I like to think, oh, maybe I'll extend the bottom leg up to the sky, get into the hamstring a little bit, oh, maybe I'll do this. And I'm like, ooh. And it's like, he delivered it in the same way that I kind of deliver it in class, like, oh yeah, let's maybe add a stretch there, oh, let's maybe get into the body there, oh, like flirting with these different ideas of how you can like really dive into your own practice. And it was funny that he was also talking about it in that way, so I was like, okay, you're funny. And anyway, cut a long story short, he was like, I was getting to the end of my drink and it was like 1 a.m. and I was like, okay, think I'm gonna call it. You know, we've had some success, like we've partied, we've grewed, we've had a drink, I'm good with that. And he said, you know, where are you staying? And I was like, oh, somewhere in Hive. And he was like, oh, that's quite far. And he was like, well, I'm heading that way. And I was like, I don't think you are, honey. I think you actually live probably in the opposite direction. But he was really sweet about it, to be fair. I was like, I'm all right. Thinking like, oh, I could, but also I could not. I was just looking forward to getting back to like my cozy Airbnb, my gorgeous little nook up there, and like getting in, slithering into those sheets, maybe having a shower. Oh, God, I really am emotionally unavailable. Thinking if it's not like a full body yes, then it's a no, you know? And I was thinking like, whilst yes, it could be an addition to the fun story, it's just not needed right now, so thank you, but no. So yeah, did exactly that. I think I got back maybe like closer towards 2 a.m. and yeah, had a shower and slithered into those sheets. I did have to calm my mother down quite considerably. My poor mother. I think she's been put through the ringer a little bit this weekend trip. I think my dad is just like chilling. But this was like a calculated risk, right? I wouldn't have done this without, you know, having like a backup plan. My dad has always like drilled it into me, like have an escape route for pretty much every situation, every scenario you kind of find yourself in. Like my dad made me watch the film Taken multiple times. So it was a calculated risk. I knew that if I was going into this space and it looked a bit dodgy or if there were suspicious characters around, I could just leave. You know, you don't have to stay for the sake of it. If you don't feel safe, you can get yourself out of the situation, you know? And it was worth it, to be fair. As I say, I had a great time. I feel like I accomplished something. Like, my younger self would never. Like, looking at me now and the fact that I went to a club on my own, I just had a real good boogie, a real good dance. That is out of this world in my mind. Like, that is outrageous. And I did that. Oh my God, I did that. It feels like such a main character moment because it's just like all these people around me, I'm never gonna see them again. And so what if they have a thought for a second like, oh, that girl's like, I don't know, loving herself, or maybe that girl's having a great time, or why is that girl hanging around on her own? Like, whatever questions they are asking themselves in their own head, it does not matter to me, because as long as I feel good in my body and good in my own head, and I'm not impacting like other people around me in a negative way, then what's the harm, right? What is the harm? I see no harm in this. And again, it felt very safe. I felt even safe like making my way home. So yeah, I'm very, very proud of myself. I didn't realize this was something on my bucket list, but we can tick it off. And yes, on to today. I think today is going to be a chiller, softer day. It's looking a bit colder, a bit windier out there. So we have, again, I say we, it is just me. I'm going to the sauna, beach box spa, a couple of hours. And then just like a lazy mooch, I think, around Brighton Pier, because I've not really seen that much yet. And then I really want to take myself out for a early dinner, I think, and then come back, sort the B&B out, get stuff mostly packed, so I can head off in a real calm way tomorrow morning without rushing. But yeah, last full day, let's go enjoy it. Quick little fit check. I have no idea if this is in frame, but this is what we're working with. Woo. By the sea again. This place just feels so like 60s, 70s coded. I feel like I could fit in quite well here. I love the 60s, 70s eras. Everyone's so chill, everyone's so welcoming, and like the pier, I've not like properly looked at it, but it looks tacky, trashy AF, but I kind of love it. I don't quite know how to describe it. Because when you wander down the lanes, it's giving very, it does feel like very like London, but around the beach, it feels very Cascais in Portugal. If you've been to Cascais, it feels like Cascais. It's cute. I like it. Sauna ready. Let's go.
Not going fully in. Get there.
Okay. That was so fun. I want to go to this particular beach bar for some grub, and then I might just chill on the beach for a little bit, to be honest. I might just have a little lie down because I can. Okay, we're back in the cozy Airbnb, thank goodness. I mean, today has been beautiful, but the wind, it's not so bad. I mean, it's just very loud. I mean, when you're by the seafront, it just feels a lot. You're constantly getting buffeted by the wind. So I tried to escape from it in a beach bar, which was really, really nice. The same beach bar I was at on Friday night, and weirdly enough, I want to say possibly the bar manager or one of the barmen, I was looking at him like, you look so familiar. He's from Gogglebox. But yeah, the beach bar was really cute. There was like a nice opportunity to kind of escape from the wind, but then also the beach bar itself was quite loud. So I just had a few moments, I think, again, because I'm quite tired, and I feel like when I'm tired, I get quite sensitive to like lots of noise. And just lots of busyness. Like, I do love Brighton. I have loved visiting, but again, it's like any other city, it's busy. And I literally felt this, what was it, Saturday? It must have been yesterday afternoon. I was like, yeah, I actually don't think I could live here. It's nice to visit, but again, I love where I'm at right now. It actually really made me like feel appreciative for Bedford. I know lots of people say like Bedford isn't that great, but I don't know, I've got a real love for Bedford and the life I've created there. So yeah, I'm excited to actually return back to it tomorrow. But today was super, super fun. I kind of like gate crashed a hen do, which was really sweet. So I went to the Beach Box Spa. A hen party had booked out the sauna I was in, and I was just like an additional guest, and I didn't realize that they all knew each other until I kind of connected the dots, and I was like, oh, this is cute, I'm just kind of like gate crashing, is that all right? And they were like, yeah, so fine. And they had also got these additional treatments as part of their like sauna package. So like, oh, you help yourself. So I was like, okay, she's gonna join in on the face mask. There was also something that they put on the wood stove that was heating the sauna. It was like an ice sphere that it definitely had some sort of cedar oil in it and something else, maybe something citrusy. So as they put it on the coals, it immediately melted, and then you got this lovely like cedar and citrus in the air, which is beautiful. And then there was clay mask, there was like salt scrubs, and yeah, got chatting to all the hens, and again was talking about the podcast and the fact that I was making a vlog. So I was like, do you want to be in it? And they were like, let's go. So there's a gorgeous moment, and you've hopefully just seen it already, of everyone kind of running into the sea, and yeah, felt like a real like girlhood kind of moment. And what was really funny is that in the other sauna there was a stag going on, and there was a woman there who was like an honorary stag. So I was like, oh, she's me in that group. So got chatting to her afterwards, and she had a lovely time with this group of boys. And she said that if it wasn't for that group of boys, she wouldn't have gone in the sea. She would have just like stayed in the sauna and stayed around like the ice bath and the plunge pool. But the boys like hyped her up to go in the sea with them. And I just think that is so sweet. What a beautiful story again. I think I've still got some of the mask on. I might use one of the Korean face masks that I bought yesterday, and also I brought some wine that a yogi had gifted me. So I think we're gonna have like a cozy Sunday evening, wine, face mask. I'm gonna start editing this vlog, and then yeah, wake up tomorrow morning and make the journey back. But it's been a beautiful weekend. I'm ready to return home, ready to get back to normality, but this has been a beautiful, again, push out of the comfort zone. It's been a beautiful exposure therapy. Oh, I think the kitty cat wants to come in and say hello. But yeah, it's been a beautiful way to, again, challenge myself in ways that I didn't actually anticipate. Yeah, I've loved this. And maybe it's encouraged you to go on another solo adventure. And actually, I was listening to the Girls Bathroom podcast, their latest one. And funny enough, towards the end, there was a girl that had written in about finding the courage to go on a solo trip, a solo adventure. And the girls were given like the best advice, and then they used a quote at the end where it says, travel far enough until you find yourself. And I thought that was beautiful, and I was like, how apt is it that I'm listening to this right now whilst I'm on a solo trip, but it's gradually coming to an end. And they were saying how there's no rules for solo trip, there's no rules for solo adventure. You can do whatever it is you'd like and whenever you'd like. Again, the whole point of solo adventure is that it's for you. And some people were saying to me like, oh Lauren, why don't you go on the apps and see who's around, maybe go on some dates whilst you're in Brighton. I'm like, I could, but I don't want to. And I tried, but I've not really responded to anyone. I'm just here for me, and that's all I need. And I just feel like I'm getting really good at dating myself. I'm getting really good at treating myself the way I know I want to be treated. Okay, we have showered. We have vino. We have my many a journal. I am going to chill the F out. I'm ready to lie down. So I'm trying the Biodance. I actually didn't realize it was called Biodance. Fitting. I'm trying the Biodance collagen mask. Oh, did I just break it? Oh no. Ooh. Okay. Which bit goes where? Oh, wow. I could never be a skincare or like product influencer. Oh my god. Okay. Stop getting like stuck to yourself. Okay. Keep breathing in through my nose and sucking it up through my nose. Ah, haha. Is that meant to come off? Well, it's off now. Okay. How am I meant to sleep like this? Je ne comprends pas. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. Look like a little piggy. I'm gonna wake up in the morning, slightly less traumatized, but with glassy skin. Wish me luck. Good morning. It has gone clear. I'm so ready for this to come off my face though, so let's see if we can do a satisfying peel. Oh yeah. Oh, that was so satisfying. I think I just look really shiny. Anyway, it is my final morning here on my cozy little nook. So I need to get ready to check out, which is sad, but also I'm ready to get home. It's Monday. I don't like being behind on my Mondays. So yeah, gonna get ready, hit the road, and make my way back to good old B-Town. But this little nook has been one of my highlights. I think I might do like a little highlight of the whole trip, but I love this little nook so much. Right, okay, let's get ready. Okay, we are nearly ready, but whilst I was getting ready, I was listening to Happy Place, Fern Cotton's podcast, and she's doing a montage of different episodes that have already happened from women, and it's called The Good Girl Rebellion, and it's just, I'm listening to it now, and obviously my girl Florence Given is on there, magic. And so many things that are being said on there are just really landing for me right now. I'm having a real kind of like wave of like divine timing is all unfolding exactly as it's meant to. And I feel like, you know, I feel like I'm really aligning with this idea of the good girl rebellion. I've been a good girl pretty much the entirety of my life. I was the girl that studied so hard, was very polite and respectful, very rarely got into any kind of trouble, and that has been a continuous theme up until pretty much my 30s. And I feel like this trip, or like elements of this trip in a way, has been like part of me kind of rebelling against this idea of being such a good girl, like getting a tattoo, going to a club on my own. Again, that's something I would never have done. And then there's all these things that have perhaps been somewhat instilled in me, like tattoos were always a little bit of a taboo, and going out and, you know, getting drunk, even though that's not what happened at all. But, you know, I was raised in such a way that I look at these things, I'm like, there is like a level of judgment there, I suppose, or a level of conforming there, I suppose. Like I've always been like conforming to a idea of what a good girl should be. And in this quest to now becoming my own dream girl, like, I want to say yes to things. I want to say yes to adventure. And literally in this podcast I was listening to just now, there was a clip about Florence Given. She was saying, you know, wouldn't people be so much happier if they could see the sun in the morning, if they like woke up and the sun was on their face, like the sun was pouring in. I have that in my flat right now at home, and that's why I love my flat. I wake up, I see the sun. What would happen if people turn to the sun more often, turn to joy more often, turn to adventure more often, the things that really fill you up, light you up? And I was just thinking that resonates so much with the tattoo that I just got, with it being a sunflower. And I was speaking to Esme, my tattoo artist, and she was like, you know, what's the idea behind the sunflower? And I said to her, you know, sunflowers are quite resilient. They stand tall, even when the winds of change or of turbulence are just really buffeting them. They stand tall regardless, and they turn to face the sun always. And then a yogi told me once that when sunflowers can't see the sun, they turn to face each other. And I thought that was so beautiful. But again, sunflowers, they turn to the sun, they choose joy, they choose light, they choose adventure. That's something I want to take with me, and that's what this sunflower is representing. And obviously it's got the word resilience underneath it as well. And it's got the moon in the center, which was an idea I added on like the week before I got this tattoo. And I think the moon is there because resilience, yes, is a strength, but strength can be softness. The moon is kind of there representing that softness too. Softness is strength, strength is softness. They go hand in hand. One cannot exist without the other. So yeah, the moon is there to remind me, you know, like whilst, look at her, she's so pretty. Whilst being strong is incredible, being soft is incredible too, sometimes if not more so. Yeah, and I think it's reminding me to keep my softer side there. Being single, being independent, I very much dip into my masculine energy because I have to, you know, I have to get things done. I'm the sole provider in my household, which I love, and I provide for myself, and in my work I provide for others, which does rely on my masculine energy quite a bit. So that softness is there to let the fun, playful, free, chaotic, creative side of myself also be seen, and know that that is worthy of being seen too. This trip, honestly, so many thoughts are just continuously like downloading in my brain. Wow. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna finish my little cup of tea, get the final few things sorted, and then we're gonna hit the road. I don't actually need to check out until 11, it's 9:30, but I think because it's a long trip, it'd be best to get on the road and get back so I'm not rushing into classes later. Okay, I think I have everything, my stuff packed, so I think it's time to go. I have loved this Airbnb. I'm gonna put the link to this Airbnb in the show description. It turns out I was their third ever guest, and yeah, they've got something really, really special here, so I'm going to give them a lovely recommendation, a lovely review, because this space was perfect for exactly what I needed this weekend. But now I have to say goodbye to my cozy little nook up there. I'm really sad, but it's okay. Closing of one adventure leads to many more, right? Okay, let's hit the road. I'm not sure if I'm going to do an outro for this episode, or maybe this is the outro. So thank you so much for listening, watching to my solo adventure vlog. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope it's inspired you to go on your own adventure, which you absolutely should, because they can be utterly transformative. But yeah. Thanks, honeys, for coming along with me. Thank you for supporting me. This has been so much fun, and who knows where it's going to take me next. All right, lots of love, honeys. I shall see you back in good old B-Town. Mwah.